Hello everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth. This should be it, you guys. This should be the final case. The final episode of this case, I should say. And of this LP. It's been a long road. I've enjoyed it. But this last case, ooh, man, does it really drag things out. But we're almost there, guys. So, let's get to it. Unfortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba.
You are a most persistent man. Are you saying that you've thought of a way to move the body through the water?
Move the body through the water? That is completely unrelated to how it was done.
Excuse me?
The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water there at the time.
What do you mean there wasn't any water?
Just what it sounds like. Tonight's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved. Yes, they gave us a hint when they talked about, think about what Sheena was doing at the time. Tonight, the Atagarasu set fire to a variety of locations in the Bobolese embassy, and the most suspicious part is the fact that she did it twice. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level went down. If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe could be used to traverse the border.
So what? The water level went down, the reservoirs were connected. Talk to the hand. Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this.
Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. Even in a game, there comes a critical, game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game.
I haven't lost yet.
I've found the route you used to smuggle the body, and that route will lead to your defeat.
Even if all the water was used by the firefighting effort, you still can't really call that a smuggling route.
I know that.
Should have figured that you would notice. Hey, Mr. Alba, how deep are those pools anyway? I'll have you know those pools are extremely deep. There are no ladders or footholds along the walls either. It would be difficult for Sheena to hold the body and climb up out of the pool.
Ladders or footholds along the walls? There was no need for such things.
What do you mean?
If one were to use a certain something, they could go up or down in the pool at will.
Oh, it looks like you've got an answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already.
The way in which Miss Sheena and the body were able to rise up to ground level. If there was a way to control the water level, that could be the way the body was moved. This was used so that the body in Miss Sheena could move up and down in the pool. Here we go. I was wondering when we were going to use this, right? Auto refills the water when the water level's too low. Mr. Alba used the fountain spouts in a manner of speaking.
Use the fountain spouts? How so?
The water level in the pools can be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. Miss Sheena and the body were lifted upward by their buoyancy in water. The fire on the bubbly side and the firefighting effort. These were set in motion all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Cochin's body. And it was useful for them to burn the bells, right? So, double usefulness. Shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads? First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain spouts in advance, in preparation of things to come. Then he took the pushcart that was brought to the rose garden and pushed it, along with the Iron Infant and Mr. Coton's body, into the pool. At this time, Miss Sheena was busy conveniently starting the first fire in the ball. She then made for the open-air stage's pool to wait for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighters used the water in that pool, the water level went down. And by the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two pools was exposed. Very smart. This is when she pushed the pushcart from alabaster into the ball. Once that was accomplished, Mr. Alba simply opened the fountain spouts once more. And the water level rose up to its original level, along with Miss Sheena and the body. That must have been very awkward for her. After that, Miss Sheena used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. There's an elevator in the embassy after all, so you see, even with her small frame, she could have easily transported Mr. Coton's body. And that wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved.
No.
Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you? I knew you could do it, Mr. Edgeworth. Way to fight back. We were just lucky everybody's coming in to help, right? Even Larry and Old Beck. Uh-oh.
You accuse me of moving the body across country lines. But when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me.
The nitty-gritty? What does the old man want now?
Proof, I believe, is what he seeks. God dang it, I'm so tired.
What time is it, like 4 in the morning now?
Yes, proof. Without any, who is to say whether or not any of what you said really happened?
He wants proof? What are we going to do, Mr. Edgeworth?
There's no need to worry. I've had all the proof we need, all along. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. Just as Detective Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open-air stage area, so too did I find one other item there. And the thing is something that we haven't thought about in ages and has been sitting in our organizer. And actually, technically, we didn't find it. Kay found it. And that piece of evidence is what will prove that the pools were the smuggling route. This was another thing that was smuggled over to Bawol's open-air stage area. Ah, okay. This. The pick that was wet.
Take that!
And what exactly is this?
You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found on the bobbly side will be your undoing.
The guitar pick? Would you care to explain how that is going to do me in, as it were?
Much to your chagrin, perhaps, but this is not a guitar pick.
What?
This is something I found at the open-air stage which was transported with the body. I naturally assumed that you would recognize it since you took a photo with it after all. But since you don't, allow me to fill you in on what I found at the stage actually belongs to. Oh, he smuggled this in. Right. The flower. It's missing a piece. Ah, we thought it was a pick. Okay. I did forget. Let us take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Manny Cochin. Yep. There it is. On the handle of this knife there is a beautifully blooming flower. However, it would appear that it's missing a single petal. Now, let's see what happens when we try to fit this pick in that open slot. There we go. It's a perfect fit! I assume that the petal must have fallen off of the flower during Mr. Cochin's murder. And then it was accidentally placed into the pushcart along with Mr. Cochin's body.
Yeah, that's an interesting story. Nothing more.
Oh, I assure you, it's more than just a story. Because for some odd reason, this flower petal was wet when I found it.
It was wet, you say?
Yes, as in not dry. Yes, and the only place it could have gotten wet from is the open-air stage's pool. Now I ask you, how did a part of the weapon which was smuggled into the theatre wind up in the open-air stage area on the Bobbly side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste any words explaining this, as this petal explains it all for me. It proves that someone went from the Rose Garden's pool on through into the ball.
Impossible!
The people of Zangfa have been waiting to see you, face to face, Mr. Alba. I'll tell everyone back home we'll be there soon. You should be happy.
Why?
Why? It's a little late to be asking that question. You should have known from the very beginning, when you took your first life. No matter how you may plot, or how you may try to cover it all up, you can never hide from your crime and what you've done. Because we're here to see to it that justice is served to people like you.
You can't call what you've given a perfect argument.
Look at his face! He's so done. Edgeworth is so done. He's like, I'm so tired of you, old man. I'm so tired. You know, I don't think this guy is going to ever admit to his wrongdoings, Mr. Edgeworth. Because he values himself above all else. People who can't be negotiated with, or people who refuse to admit when they've lost. I don't believe those kinds of people really exist because everyone breaks eventually.
You're right. In that case, I've no choice but to use all the evidence I have. I'll use it all until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. Damn it, I wish it was over. This really will be the end of the line. Please, God, please. Okay. There's it to be continued. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna take a little break from recording, you guys, as my throat is killing me, and it's been over an hour, but this episode will not end here. So, editing time, woo! I'll be right back, guys. Okay, I'm back. You didn't miss anything. Alright, March 15th, 3:33 a.m., Theatre Neutralis lobby. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more.
As if there is anything else for me to testify about.
I still have yet to fully prove that it was Mr. Alba who murdered Mr. Cochin. Well, I would like to hear about your movements before the murder occurred. I wonder if you could tell us about what you did here at the Theatre Neutralis.
Very well, I suppose I could tell you about that. Because about all I did was watch the Steel Samurai stage show.
Elaborating on even that alone is good enough for me. I would like to relive that time when I foolishly thought that Larry was the real Steel Samurai. Oh, poor naive Edgeworth. Poor man. The only way for me to place this man under arrest is to pinpoint the exact location of where the murder took place, for that is the key to this investigation. Okay. Steel Samurai show.
I watched from the last row. The stage was well lit, but it was dark out in the audience. I swear I was there in the audience, but it's hard to prove that, I suppose. I do remember the contents of the show very well, though. Is that proof enough for you? Those moving scenes were seared into this old man's heart. I'll never forget them.
Okay, sure. He probably only paid attention just so that he could say something like this. Yes, I had an alibi, yes. So you were in the theatre proper, watching the Steel Samurai stage show, were you?
Of course I was. I have a great fondness for the Steel Samurai.
Yeah, it was pretty cool up there, wasn't I? You're not the one who was cool. It was the Steel Samurai who was cool. Oh, you fanboy. Yeah, and the Steel Samurai's special finishing move today was really something, huh? Huh? Hey, Angie! Who is she? Who is this super cute girl? Oh my god, Larry, stop! She's underage! Stop! FBI, open up, come get him! I'm tempted to do that again, but no, I won't. I did it in a recent Danganronpa 2 episode, so I'm not gonna do it again. But this one clearly is an FBI open up situation. She's been standing here this whole time and only now he notices her? Her name is Kay Faraday and she's helping me in my investigation. She's like my sister or my child, so leave her alone. Sorry, I didn't get to introduce myself earlier, but better late than never. Yeah, so Kay, I'm Larry Boots! Francisco's like, how dare you be a pervert in front of me, you fool! Silence in the peanut gallery. There is no time for such trivialities at a time like this. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, this is the final battle, you got that? I know. This is the end. Hopefully. That's what the dots are like, hopefully. For that man there. Now that's the kind of thing I like to hear. I think I'll give trusting you a try, Mr. Prosecutor. Or rather, Mr. Edgeworth. Hey! He finally says his name. Hey! Character development. Woo! Look at his face, he's shocked. I leave this critical battle up to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Have no fear. Edgeworth is here. I will finish the job. This really is the end game. The time has come to expose every last one of Mr. Alba's lies. Alright. Alright, you said it was dark. I swear I was in an audience, but it's hard to prove that, I suppose. Do you remember the contents of the show very well? Is this proof? Okay, tell us. Well, I remember the contents of the show as well myself. I know every line already, even though I've only heard it once.
That's nice, fanboy.
That's nice. Miss Edgeworth, don't allow yourself to be riled up by him at this important juncture.
I wasn't planning to let him. Well, if you ask me, I think I'm the biggest Steel Samurai expert around here. And didn't you think the climactic scene of today's show was just totally awesome?
Yes, I remember that well. And that spectacular special move. The way you delivered the final blow against the evil magistrate. Early summer rain jab.
Oh?
Oh, that scene will live on in my heart forever.
Wait a minute.
Is that how it went? I totally forgot about that. How can you forget your own special moves? Didn't you recall that I was angry earlier that you changed your special move for a reason? That's the special attack that the Steel Samurai uses when he's using the Samurai Spear. Hint, hint.
Yes, and today was the first time they showed it off, was it not? If I hadn't watched the show, then how could I answer you with the name of the move? Yes, I stayed up all night studying the Steel Samurai just for this moment.
I suppose you are correct, but if you could, please elaborate on this point for me.
One of the scenes was of his never before seen early summer rain jab move.
We happen to know for a fact that the Steel Samurai Spear is messed up.
Interesting.
Fool, you're a fake fan. You're not the real Steel Samurai fan. You don't belong in the club.
The special move today was the early summer rain jab.
Is that your final answer? What is this, millionaire?
Talk to the hand, you little irritating gnat. Do you think you can trip me up by asking the same question over and over?
That was not my intention. Your testimony is more than sufficient. However, I believe it would be wise for you to take a look at this.
The samurai spear, what about it?
His spear actually never made it on stage today.
Excuse me?
Unfortunately for you, tonight's Steel Samurai happened to be a goof of a young man with an abundance of useless hot-bloodedness.
Larry coming in handy yet again.
Having said that, said useless man spent the spear during his rehearsal this evening. Kay, do you remember what the Steel Samurai's special move was tonight?
It was the Steel Samurai Sushi Slash!
Correct. Because he couldn't use the spear, a last-minute change was made. Had you really been watching the show, you would have known the move that was used.
Yeah.
Focus, Alba. You didn't watch even a single minute of the Steel Samurai stage show tonight, did you? You disgust me. Even more than being a murderer.
Okay, stop. He's gonna turn into a skeleton by the end of this. My god, it's so creepy.
So if he wasn't watching the show tonight,
then it opens up the possibility that he was busy killing Mr. Kochan instead.
So, where were you during the show? I demand an answer, now!
Alba, stop dying! Or just croak over already.
Just what is so funny?
You're so snobby, and so are your conclusions. I still insist that I watched the show, or most of it in any case.
What do you mean by most of it?
You see, during the show I left my seat for a spell to visit the bathroom. I assume that was when that dramatic scene was played out on stage.
And why would you reference the one thing you didn't see, huh, loser?
That is the lousiest, lamest excuse I've ever heard in my life, pal!
Just because he got the name of the move wrong. You can't really use that as proof that he didn't watch the show at all.
As a fan of the Steel Samurai, I had wanted to watch the entire show, honest.
As a Steel Samurai fan? For someone who wasn't even in his seat for the climax of the show? You're disgraceful! You have no right to call yourself a Steel Samurai fan, ever!
He's so angry about this. Like, more angry than anything else that has happened. Oh, Edgeworth, I love it.
Hold it!
Huh? Oh. What? Who was that just now? Larry, why did you put that back on?
It would be our young lady! Larry, what are you doing interrupting me like that? Take that off your head! Edgy! Just hold on for a second, I beg! You may never accept this old man as a Steel Samurai fan, but I totally think he's a Steel Samaniac?
Maniac. Oh my god. Like, I'm trying to imagine how he's saying this. Steel Maniac, I guess. Because Maniac is there. What the frick? Why'd you make it such a complicated word?
What exactly is a Steel Maniac, pal?
I believe he meant to say Steel Samurai Maniac.
Yeah, and trust me, I know a real fan when I see one, because I'm the Steel Samurai. Larry, he's the bad guy. Stop trying to help him. I will never acknowledge you as the true Steel Samurai. Take all of my fanboy anger.
What are you getting so worked up over, Mr. Edgeworth? It's really weird.
It appears that the real Steel Samurai recognizes me as a fan. As well he should, for I am a fan. It's not as though I missed the entire show. It was a most amazing show filled with the spirit of the young and the young at heart.
Huh. The sarcasm dripping from his long wooden nose couldn't run any thicker. Nice one, Kay. Okay, Pinocchio, I see you. I guess that's kind of what they're referencing, that he's a liar and he has that plant in his office with the long nose. Yeah, Pinocchio, I should have been calling you that. Oh well.
Getting the name of the move wrong only proves that he didn't watch the last scene. What I really need here is something more definitive. Something that links Mr. Alba directly to the murder of Mr. Manicochin. You know what, Gramps? You're really something else.
I'm honored to receive such praise from the Steel Samurai, but what is it for?
Well, I was just wondering how you found out about the early summer rain jab. That move is a bit of a secret that only a small portion of the staff know about. Wait, it was a secret. Larry, wait, what did you just say? Huh? Did I say something stupid again?
Well, yeah, as always, but actually pretty useful this time.
Did you say that the early summer rain jab was actually a secret? Well, maybe I shouldn't have said secret. It's more like we only decided on the name of the move right before the start of the show.
Right before?
Yeah, the stage director was going nuts because we were supposed to debut the move.
Oh. That's interesting.
About 5 minutes before the show, we threw it up on the dressing room's whiteboard. Early summer rain jab, that's kinda how we decided the name of the move. But by that time, I'd already bent the spear, so I guess the whole thing was kinda pointless.
All of you Steel Samurai actors are the same. The director has my complete sympathy. Hey! Don't line him up with, don't line Will Powers up with him, okay? Will Powers is great.
So, basically, because we changed the move to the sushi slice,
Or slash.
I'm saying slice, we kinda pretended that the early summer rain jab didn't exist at all. I mean, it'd be bad if someone found out we changed the move, so we made it a secret. So basically, a gag order was issued for publicity.
Oh god, I've been recording for so long. Even with the break, it's like, my mouth is dead. Gotta hang in there, Pinks. We're almost done, guys.
A gag order was issued for publicity's sake.
It almost makes the early summer rain jab sound like a lost art.
Yeah, which is why I think most of the staff haven't even heard of the move.
Hold those lips of yours still.
What the heck, old man?
I've done nothing but listen, and from what I can tell, it's all very unrelated to the case. It's also very tedious and a pointless exercise in wasting time, much like a kid's show.
You just made it sound like you liked the show, you frickin' liar.
How dare you? Mr. Alba, I believe the one who should be quiet now is you.
How dare you!
I suspect that you've already noticed exactly what the very severe implications are in this man's testimony.
Ah, so now you're trying to bully me, huh? There are no implications to be read into a behind-the-scenes story of a kid's show.
Don't even think about trying to slither your way out of this one, Curtis Alba. You were the one who said it yourself that the name of the move was Early Summer Rain Jab. But that name was only decided upon right before the show was about to start.
So, just what are you driving at?
but the name of the move you told us was never used in the show or said aloud.
Now then, would you care to tell us about how you found out the name of that move?
Because I can only think of one way you could have known.
Alba, this is the only way you could have known the name of the special move. You saw it.
You knew the name because you saw it. You saw it on the dressing room's whiteboard.
The staff members who knew were keeping it a secret. So you couldn't have simply gone up to a staff member and asked. Which means that the only other option left is that you saw it on the whiteboard. So that means that Mr. Alba was in the waiting room at some point, right?
What's the big deal, sir? I don't see what that means.
There is another piece of evidence that has a great deal to do with the dressing room. So we can't afford to let that slide. This is related to both the dressing room and to Mr. Coaching's murder. That dressing room... Oh, well, we just saw it in the picture of what they showed. The dressing room. The pushcart and the baby were there.
The pushcart that was used to move the body was right there in the dressing room.
Yep.
During the show, the pushcart awaited its turn to be pushed on stage in the dressing room. And it was finally pushed there along with the Iron Infant in the last scene of the show.
Oh my god, you see it! The dead body's right there on stage. Holy crap, that's so creepy. Right there.
And then, right after the show ended, it went into Alabast along with the Steel Samurai. Which means that the only time the killer could have placed the body inside the pushcart was when the pushcart was in the dressing room backstage.
So basically, the killer has to be someone who visited the dressing room during the show.
Precisely.
Yeah!
Yep.
Oh, but wait! What if, and this is just a what if the murder didn't take place in the dressing room?
What do you mean, Kay?
I have to admit she brings up a valid possibility. During the show, the dressing room was supposed to be devoid of people. Anyone going into the private dressing room would stand out like a sore thumb.
But despite that, the killer still managed to move the body with the cart.
Correct, and it is because of the setup of the theatre's dressing room that it would be the ideal location for the murder of Money Coaching. Alba, during the show you went down to the dressing room, and I want to know why.
Yes. Yes, I was there. I went into the dressing room.
Ah, an admission.
I knew it! I'm placing you under arrest right now, pal. You got that? Arrest!
To the hand, boy. Not so fast.
It's kind of funny because he says not so fast, and he said objection, but it would have been funnier if they had just recorded him saying not so fast or something, and then Lang's like, "You stole my lines, bitch."
What is it now?
Don't I deserve a chance to explain myself?
Explain? What is there to explain?
I believe I told you earlier that I went to the bathroom. Well, I got lost when I did. I wanted to ask for directions, but when I opened the dressing room door, no one was inside. And that's when I saw the name of the move on the whiteboard.
You punk! Still trying to get out of this?
Do you really think you can get away at this point? Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything you can do to stop him? He just keeps pulling out lie after lie.
Ugh. Don't have enough evidence on hand to do anything. Don't have the airtight evidence I need to put this man away for good. But if that's what I need, then perhaps... Agent Lang, I believe an investigation of the dressing room in question is in order. It's possible that we may find new evidence there.
Yeah, if Mr. Edgeworth pokes around in there, I'm sure he'll find some new facts, pal.
True, and if we use Little Thief, we may even learn something from our recreation.
You don't need to do any of that.
What? Wolfie, how could you?
I'm not saying this to be mean. It's just that we've already searched there. And men really are something else.
And they found nothing.
There's only one thing I can say to you, sis, and it's that they found nothing. That's it.
I guess you're right. If they had found something, they would have reported it to us.
They couldn't find anything because there was nothing there to find.
And if there is no info to feed into Little Thief, then I can't do much to help either.
This is the end. Oh god, how many times are we going to go through this? The murder took place in this theatre, which is not protected under extraterritorial rights. And the fact that it was Mr. Alba himself who committed the murder, if I can't prove both statements to be true, Mr. Alba walks away a free man. Is there no other course of action left to us?
It would appear that your hand of cards has turned out to be a bust. Now, if you will excuse me, because of you people, I missed my flight. Now I must make haste to arrange for a new one.
Oh, hold it. Who's gonna help us this time? Who is it this time?
Hold it right there, you whippersnappers!
Oh god. My throat.
First Larry and now you!
What is with that scary mobster-like scowl on your face, Edgy Poo? Don't treat me like I'm some sort of nuisance. I've been meaning to say this, but all of you keep talking about things I don't get at all.
So?
You're all leaving this lady in the sad, depressing, lonely dust that I'm about to cry in.
Why did you have to speak up right at this instant?
But you know what, Edgy Poo? Cheer up. Because I'm about to give you the most wonderful thing.
The most wonderful thing? From you? Oh god.
It's so super special that I couldn't give it away to just anyone, you know. Ah, my special present of love to my sweet Edgy Poo. Are you ready? Is this?
Oh god. Prepare yourselves, guys. Oh.
It's,
Oh? Everyone's like, what?
It's a box of those samurai dogs, right?
Yes, oh, Edgy Poo. Here, go on and eat one and you'll feel as right as rain. It's like, can this day just be over already?
are we through here? Even I'm kind of, like, astounded by this woman.
Why did everyone get so quiet all of a sudden? Edgy Poo! Tell me you understand the depths of this lady's love for you. I'm not one to hand out snacks willy-nilly, you know. No, sir. The thought occurred to me that maybe it would be good if I fed you and you were nice and full. One day it's my dream to serve you homemade food. I mean, isn't it the dessert? Okay, something about going hungry. Used to say make the most delicious meal. You threw in front of me a star in the kitchen. Oh, God. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do anything about her?
There's no power on earth that can force that woman into silence. Or that can force that woman into silence.
What the? That's a new, thing for her. God, they just added that now at the end of the day. But she has a sword. She's kind of scary right now, like, more than usual. But I'm so sick and tired of it. All you people do is look down on me. Even this box of samurai dogs played me for a fool. It had a special design on its fan like a Japanese flag, so I thought it was special. But when I ate one, it tasted just like all the rest. Oh, it made me so mad.
Wait, a special box with a Hinomaru-like fan on it? I've never heard of such a piece of merchandise existing before. However, there it is. The red rising sun on this fan is filled in. Is it possible? Could it be that she actually came in handy? What the hell? After the show, the samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor. However, there is no such thing as a rising sun dog. Taken from the dressing room, the fan's rising sun is filled in for some reason. Okay. This contradiction of facts between something that should not exist and yet does. The rays from this rising sun may be just what we needed to point us in the right direction. A present. The studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We're supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them all into the pushcart just to move them all. Okay, yeah, that's what was supposed to be in the pushcart. I believe you understand what this means. You killed Mr. Coach in the theater and then placed his body inside the pushcart. Which means the pushcart, was empty because the samurai dogs were on the floor. Reinforces the samurai. Okay. It's time to piece the final pieces of this logic puzzle together. No matter how fragile or small the connections may be. Once we found them all, the way to the truth will be revealed. Alright, logic time! For the last time in this game. So, samurai dogs and the rising sun dogs connect. And... no? Ah, shoot. Not exactly a shining example, but behind the project. Alright, hold on. Then... we're sitting in the pushcart. Killer place. Oh, I jumped. Okay, sorry. Had to take the body out. No, take the samurai dogs out, put the body in. Yeah. I said it already, but I didn't do it. Whoosh! There we go. The killer used the pushcart to transport the body, which means that they had to remove the samurai dogs from within first. Yes. There we go. Therefore, the samurai dogs that were piled up on the dressing room floor were most likely taken out of the pushcart by the killer. Alright, there we go. So they were on the floor, and then there's a red dot that created a rising sun. And whoosh! That which should not exist. This box of samurai dogs with the Hinomaru on it. With this red rising sun was filled in when the killer was busy removing dogs from the pushcart. Then it's proof that the murder took place in the dressing room. As long as this red substance turns out to be what I believe it to be. Okay. Wendy Ellsberg. I detest you. However, I will allow you to hug me just once. Actually, no, let's just shake hands. I think hugging is dangerous. Why, thank you. She's gonna die of joy right now. What you have given to me is truly something very special.
Edgy-poo!
Mr. Edgeworth, are you sure you're feeling okay, sir? I feel like you're kind of leading her on. Like, what's going on? This is like the end of the world.
Mr. Alba, as I suspected, you killed Mr. Cochin in the dressing room.
How many times must I listen to you repeat yourself?
How many times must we teach you this lesson, old man? You're going down this time, though.
Haven't you figured it out yet? Your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. The only way I'm going to continue to cooperate is with some definitive evidence.
That arrogance, that self-confidence. You believe that you've erased every piece of evidence that could incriminate you. However, there remains one piece here, and it is what will put you away for good.
Most weird thing, right? A box of samurai dogs, like what the heck?
Huh, you're bluffing.
Oh, hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Sounds like you finally found them. You finally found the fangs we need to go after this guy's jugular. So tell us, what about that box of samurai dogs that's going to put the old man away?
The trace evidence that will bring him down, why it's here, of course. Alright, we gotta actually point it out. This box of samurai dogs with a rising sun fan on it. This should never have existed. I mean, okay, this is what's kind of dumb, y'all. Like, I think the way the other samurai dogs are is that they have that black circle, but there's no color, right? It's just a circle, and then it's white in the middle. But how is it that the red dot of blood landed perfectly within the black circle? Like, come on now. But still, you know, it is what it is. So I want you all to take a good look at this red spot. It's a single drop of blood, perfectly round and... yeah, alright. Let it go, guys.
Huh?
What?
Blood, you say?
Agent Lang, I'd like this blood analyzed post-haste.
I've got to admit I'm a bit surprised. Can't believe we found blood in a place like this. Hey you, get this down to the lab, pronto.
But why was there blood on that box to begin with?
If you think about the flow of the crime, I think the reason would become obvious.
Larry, you said that you transported the samurai dogs with the pushcart, correct?
Yeah. You have a great memory, Edgy. The pushcart was a bit too big for my son, you know what I mean? So to make sure everyone could see him, I had to pile some stuff in. I figured the samurai dogs were there, so I used them to fill up the cart.
If what Larry says is true, then what were the boxes doing on the floor?
Oh, I see. The killer took them out in order to place the body in the pushcart.
Exactly. And that is when I believe the victim's blood found its way onto that box.
When my men investigated that room, not a single box of samurai dogs was in there, because embassy staff members had already confiscated them.
Yes, no doubt to hide the evidence of the murder.
It's a good thing Miss Oldbag managed to steal that one box before they got to them, huh? Looks like Miss Oldbag also managed to put this Greek thief to shame. What a scandalous way of putting that! I didn't steal. I received it from myself.
Kirkus Alba, I'd say this was one very fatal oversight on your part. You were very lucky, honestly.
Sorry to rain on your little love fest, however.
How? How can he be so self-confident in a no-win situation for him like this?
Even if that blood turns out to belong to Mr. Gojin, then what?
Huh. So, Mr. Edgeworth, it sounds like he's not ready to call it quits yet, huh? He's gonna make this episode longer than an hour, isn't he?
Oh yes, definitely. The sole piece of evidence that was left at the scene of the crime. That alone has shed light on a new fact. At the very least, we now have proof that the murder occurred in the dressing room.
And you say that like it means something.
Huh?
Excuse me, sirs. Report. What were the results of the analysis? Sir, the analysis came back and confirmed that the red substance is blood. I knew it. With this, Kirkus Alba.
Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might humor my question.
Your question?
The one from before, or have you forgotten? Even if that is Mr. Gojin's blood, what difference would it make?
Like we already told you, it proves that the crime scene was that dressing room.
But it doesn't prove that I am your killer, does it? Ugh, that's...
No. That's a very good point. The blood on that box doesn't prove that Mr. Alba is the killer.
Then, this evidence, it's meaningless? Dang nabbit, how much longer?
That can't be. We were so close, sir. I'm tired, man.
I want to smack that smug look off his face. Come on, there's got to be something we can do.
I finally found a solid piece of evidence. There must be something I can expose with it. Ugh! I can't think of a single thing.
Now, if you excuse me, I'll be on my way.
Hold it! Oh, who is it this time?
Who was that? It's too late. I won't allow anyone to stop me now. I'm tired of this shit.
It wasn't me, pal.
And it wasn't me this time either.
And it wasn't me either.
It was me! Oh. Why did you... Because I haven't finished reporting everything to you yet, sir. There's more? What? Hurry up and spit it out. Yes, sir! That blood I mentioned. It's not of the same blood type as the victim's blood. What?
No!
What? What?
Oh, damn.
What do you mean it's not the same type? You mean it's not the victim's blood? If it isn't his, then who the hell's is it? I don't know, sir! All I know is that it's not the same type of blood type as the victim, sir.
What should we do now, Mr. Edgeworth? I have no idea what's what anymore.
Neither do I.
My, what an amusing turn of events. That blood drop proved something to be true or right, namely, my words.
And which one of your words would that be? We've heard plenty over the past few hours.
The ones where I said that your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. That blood has nothing to do with the murder investigation whatsoever. Need I remind you that the blood got onto that box long before it entered my embassy?
What sort of nonsense?
Yeah, it's blood, pal. There's no way it's not related to the murder.
So you would like to believe. But what if someone preparing the samurai dogs had a small nosebleed? What then?
I guess that's possible.
Damn it, have we been wasting our time on a red herring?
The blood doesn't belong to anyone connected to the case. That should be clue enough.
Focus Alba, you bastard!
Silence! Don't you ever address me with such a filthy word again. I've wasted enough time here with you, and you have your answers. Now let me through.
Alba, it doesn't matter where you run off to, you'll never escape me. Someday, I'll have the satisfaction of sinking my fangs into you. You'll see. And all of Interpol will be behind me, working to see to it that that day comes.
Do you know what your words sound like to me? They sound like the whinings of a pathetic loser of a mutt.
Ooh. This is really the extent of all that we can do. Is the blood really from someone completely unrelated to the case? Or is there another possibility, someone else other than the victim? Just when I thought I had him backed into a corner, it is I who has been backed into one. In a situation like this, what would that man do?
Ah, that man, eh? He's thinking of you-know-who.
What would he who can turn any desperate situation around do? Turn it around. That's it. I must turn my way of thinking around.
Edgeworth, you're learning. You're becoming a defense attorney. Yay!
It's not whose blood is this. It's whose blood could get onto the box like this. And if I think about it that way, if the blood got onto the box when the body was being placed into the pushcart, then the owner of said blood must have been in the dressing room at that time. And there is only one other person that could be.
Well, I must praise you for trying so hard. It's because of you kids that I was removed from center stage, and will be forced to live out the rest of my life in the shadows, unfortunately. But it's not a total loss, as the underworld will allow me more freedom than you'll ever know.
Damn, he's pretty much straight up saying he's gonna be doing crimes, yo.
Freedom like what the raven feels as it flies through the dark night sky. You can't lay a finger on me, not now or ever. The arm of the law is powerless before me.
Powerless, is it? I wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you.
What do you mean?
Allow me to describe you in one word. Pitiful. Oh, damn.
Pitiful? How so?
Kirkus Alba, your wings were clipped long ago.
Ugh.
And for someone who is trying to fly away on them without noticing that fact, pitiful is the perfect word to describe you.
Mere words.
What do you mean by his wings are clipped, Mr. Edgeworth?
Just what you think it means, Kay. We had already caught him in our trap a while back, with an incredibly powerful, definitive piece of evidence.
Hey, Earth to Mr. Prosecutor. Care to speak in English? What are you talking about? What piece of evidence?
The piece I speak of is, of course, this drop of blood.
But we know it's not from the victim. I don't see how it remains relevant to the case at all.
Miss Funkara, I believe that is exactly why it's very important to the case. And the part that is the most important is the fact that it's not the victim's blood. You're looking a little pale. Good. Then I believe you are already aware of what I mean.
Then you know who the blood belongs to.
Of course I do. This piece of evidence is the irrefutable proof that will stop the killer in his tracks. The blood that soiled this box of samurai dogs belongs to this person.
I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? We're forgetting the whole thing that he's actually injured, so yeah.
The blood of the rising sun on this box belongs to you, Kirkus Alba.
What?
What?
Why is his blood on the box of samurai dogs? He's not even a victim.
The blood fell onto the box when Mr. Cajun's body was being loaded into the pushcart. At that time, the only two people in the dressing room were the victim and his killer.
So that's what you mean. If the blood doesn't belong to the victim,
then there is only one other person it could belong to.
Yes, and that person is the murderer himself. That's the only logical conclusion.
But Mr. Cochin was the one who was stabbed, sir. Why would Mr. Alba have been the one who was bleeding?
What if during the murder Mr. Cochin had fought back?
You mean if before Mr. Alba could kill him, Mr. Cochin managed to wound Mr. Alba?
Yes, and I believe we have a piece of evidence that proves that he was bleeding then. What is the piece of evidence that shows Mr. Alba was probably bleeding at the time?
See, he lied earlier saying that he got stabbed by the Master Second.
Mr. Alba, you bear on your body a great wound.
That was from when the Master Second attacked me with a pair of scissors.
Yeah, and that happened way after he was in the dressing room.
Oh, but is that what really happened? You can manufacture a weapon by smearing blood on it, so I can't just accept that as fact. Indeed. Shall we try a test, Mr. Alba, and see if the shape of your wound matches the scissors?
You really are something else, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't let a single thing slip you by, no matter how insignificant the possibility.
Yes, Edgeworth is quite impressive. You're one to talk, Mr. Alba. You've managed to give the law the slip for 10 years as the smuggling ring's leader. No matter the danger, you can hide every last ounce of fear and anxiety from everyone. You truly are a one-of-a-kind criminal and piece of shit.
Oh, thank you for the compliment. I am the master of my fear. However, to think that a person such as you could miss such a large thing.
You believe I've overlooked something?
You said that my wound was caused by Mr. Cochin, and that it was caused here in one of the theatre's dressing rooms, right?
Yes, that is correct.
I'd like to point out that it's simply not possible. My wound is a stab wound, and one that could only have come from a blade. I wonder where you would propose that such a weapon came from.
Ah! This theater was packed with security guards. It would have been impossible for anyone to come into this area with a weapon of any sort.
Just as Mr. Alba was able to bring in the alabaster knife and a bouquet, there must have been some other way to sneak in a weapon of some sort.
But as long as you can't prove what that other way is, all your talk about Mr. Cochin stabbing me is pure nonsense. So if that other way does exist, you better hurry and tell me now.
With pleasure.
Wait, what? I wasn't prepared for this.
This piece of evidence shows us how Mr. Cochin brought a weapon into this theatre.
That would be this old thing that's been sitting here for a while. We haven't talked about it in a while, so it goes back to this key.
Among law enforcement, this piece is known as the Yatagarasu's key.
The key!
That's the key that my father stole from here 7 years ago.
And it is very unique in that it is both a key and a knife, meaning that under the guise of a key could have been easily brought into the theatre. You couldn't dispose of the knife that stabbed you. Therefore, you wiped off the blood and placed it back in Mr. Cochin's pocket. After all, the key itself opens the safe in his office. And inside that safe there was a document about Cadopian paper, signed by Mr. Cochin, in order to make it look like Mr. Cochin died as the leader of the smuggling ring. You had to make it so that the police were the ones who opened that office safe. All that hard work to save yourself only served to destroy you in the end. Ooh! Shall we try matching this knife's blade with your wound, Mr. Kirkus Alba?
Oh, please let this be it. Please let him be done.
And that is what some may call the coup de grace.
He's such a show-off, Edgeworth.
Impossible! You can't take me down. Swine, all of you. Especially Manny Cochin. This is all because of that man's betrayal. He sought to steal control of the smuggling ring from me by removing me as ambassador. Which is why he deserved to die while bearing the guilt for all of my crimes for me.
You know, you're finally confessing. Awesome. I love it.
That's why I sent out the Yatagarasu's card, and how this incident was born. Manny was supposed to be the smuggling ring's leader who was killed by the Yatagarasu. But I had yet another reason, yet another story that was supposed to play out. Manny's death was supposed to bring everything to a close. And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling prosecutors!
Something
seriously just pull a Scooby-Doo. It just removes all the seriousness of him. Like, he's such a huge, imposing force that we've had to deal with for so long. And then they ruin it by making him kind of stupid in this moment. Like, why? Why? The way this game is written, the fact they drag it out and put you through all of this kind of... I think I would like it more if this last case wasn't such a drag. Mr. Alba, I'm afraid there is one more question I forgot to ask. This country's or Alabast's, which country's court would you like to face first? Either way, it's game over for you. Get him! Get him!
Edgeworth!
Oh god. Ew! Now he's really in that form. I don't think there's any going back for him. Damn, bro. Damn. March 17th, 11:21 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2.
Phew, this is it. The big day. It's Mr. Alba's trial today.
Next week, he's scheduled to stand trial in his own country of Alabast. Francisco's heading that one. I suspect she'll be serving a full course of whiplashes at it. Nice.
Having to face Miss Von Karma in court right after facing you, sir? I don't even want to think of what that would be like. I caught a glimpse of Mr. Alba as he was being escorted into the courthouse, and boy, he looked about as glum as I do the day before I get my monthly paycheck. You know, I've been thinking that flight attendants and even Mr. Portsman were all of Mr. Alba's secret agents.
Yes, correct. That smuggling ring was the common thread between all of the incidents. And I know how to endure all of it within, like, a week. It's crazy, right? Back to back to back. It's kind of ridiculous, but whatever. He's had a rough day, rough week. Tammy Mew was to provide support during smuggling ops. God, that lady, she looks so creepy. Using her job as an attendant. Mr. Portsman was to manipulate trials related to the ring to end in their favor.
I-Fly Airlines and even the prosecutor's office. No one was safe from the smuggling ring, huh, sir?
I suspect there are even more members of this ring spread throughout the world.
Yeah, sounds like such a big op that I can't even begin to imagine what it's like.
Okay. What is it, detective?
Nothing. It's just, well, come to think of it, Mr. Ernest Amano's trial is also scheduled for later today, sir.
I'm aware of that. Mr. Amano has been working with the smuggling ring now for over 10 years. He used the Amano Group's various connections worldwide to assist the ring. But all of that has come to an end as his conglomerate is now undergoing harsh scrutiny. I owe Mr. Amano a debt of gratitude, but he must pay his debt to society. Yeah, he's a jerk.
Well, with the arrest of both Mr. Alba and Mr. Amano, I guess that about wraps up the KG8 incident as well, huh?
I suppose so. The real killer in the KG8 incident 10 years ago was Money Coaching. And 7 years ago, the killer in the second KG8 incident was Matt Rell. Those two facts are the unshakable truth, however. It seems that a lot of effort was put into hiding these and other truths from us. And I'll expose it all at the trials today.
You're solving cases left and right today, aren't you, sir?
He's a busy man. CCU and Dead Man. Perhaps now these two brave souls who try to make the truth known can rest in peace. By the way, I received some gifts from Ambassador Colonna. Shrimp, crab, beef. I don't need any of these, so I'm giving them to you. Hey, it's almost as good as a raise! You're feeding him! Woo!
What? Seriously, sir? Great, actually, I don't think I want them anymore. The way you're holding them Don't tell me they're just coupons, sir.
Ah, Detective Gumshoe, have you not read the paper recently? Ever since the two countries became Cudopia again, its economy has changed.
Really?
And it seems that Ambassador Palermo has reaped a few benefits of his own from it. He has been announced as the official ambassador of the newly reunified Cudopia. Yay! Ah, but what a pity.
Oh, I know who this is. Ah, but what a pity. Even though every item he sent is a treasure, you don't seem all that interested. Well, if you don't want them, I can give them to my lovely assistant Kay.
Wait, that's not what I said. So, Mr. Edgeworth, please let me have him, sir.
How could you believe that was Edgeworth saying that?
Actually, come to think of it, where is Kay? How come she's still not here?
Really, Gumshoe?
Hey, you gotta be more alert than that.
Ah! You sounded just like him.
No, I didn't. I can't believe you didn't notice. I was even mimicking Mr. Edgeworth's voice for a bit.
I totally didn't notice you or realize that voice was you.
Lindsay says ferocious love blues with each new spring. Why are you talking about love, Lang? You talking about your love for Edgeworth? Everybody's suddenly showing up here, huh? Eddie Lang, a pleasant surprise to see you here. We went from hatred to love. It's been a long time since I set foot in the courthouse, but I wasn't going to miss watching the guy who screwed up my country finally get what's coming to him. Well, that and something else. I want to see you in action in court. Is that so, Agent Lang?
Oh god, stop flirting, y'all. Stop. Stop.
I hope his relationship with Phoenix is open. Ooh, I hope so. Sorry. We flushed out all of the counterfeit bills. So thank Fog's finally at peace again. And it's all thanks to you, so I just want to say, thanks.
Wow, I never thought I'd see the day old Wolfie says thanks to Mr. Edgeworth.
I should be the one thanking you, Agent Lang. If you hadn't negated Mr. Alba's extraterritorial rights, there it is again, I would not have been able to bring him to trial. I believe the victory belongs to both of us in this case. A shared victory, huh? Look, don't get me wrong, I'll still never forgive you prosecutors. And I have zero interest in that truth thing you talk about in court. I've always done things my own way, and that's not about to change, you got that? I see. Well, I believe you should follow your own creed when you do your job. Yeah, and if there's ever someone your precious truth can't catch, feel free to sit around and cry about it all you want. Please. But as for me, I'm gonna get that person no matter what. Alright. It's about time for the trial to start. We will see you later. I'll be watching your performance from the gallery. I'm looking forward to this.
I prepared a whole ton of ticker tape for today's victory, sir.
I'll help throw some around when Mr. Edgeworth wins.
Hope you got enough, because I'm going to call my men up as well. A modest amount of ticker tape goes a long way. So that's the official name for the confetti they use? The scene shifts to the courtroom, and the final act of this long tale begins. The legend of the great thief Yatagarasu. It's the story of those who chose to dedicate their lives to pursue the truth or something. Prosecutors are those who seek a guilty verdict for the defendants they meet, and to that end you have no choice but to win by any means necessary. That creed was forced on me since I was very young. However, I no longer think that is all we prosecutors are, and that is because...
Aww, it's empty, but we know who he's thinking of across the way.
Even though I've only been away from the courtroom for a short time, I feel as though it's been a lifetime since I've set foot in one, and today more than any other day I feel the fight within me rising.
Hey, objection! Yay! It's over. Thank God. I enjoy the game, but that last case, man. Oof. Oh, what's up, Rhoda?
I'm really in Mr. Edgeworth's debt for the other day. Thanks to him, I'm still free to serve in the friendly blue skies. Oh, so about my suitcases. I've been selling them on the internet and they've become a real sensation. Thanks to the praise the art world has lavished on my work as being truly postmodern, Airline has chosen me to design their new line of I-Fly jumbo jets. Just think, someday you'll be able to take a ride in my pink-walled, yellow-seated jet.
Oh lord. Ooh. I like this music. Oh no, not this man. No, I don't want to deal with you again. You're lucky you're alive, bro. I forgot his voice.
Edgeworth, all that rudeness of a rude man. Because of him my time and money is wasted. But more importantly, I received the most fantastic treasure recently, the prima duck statue of the Principality of Codopia. It weighs a bit light in my hands, but the Ambassador Paleno was most generous.
Bruh. That he gave him a fake.
Oh.
We finally caught Agent Hick's killer, and I was able to witness Mr. Alba's teary eyes. It feels good to finally bring everything to a close. I received another offer from Interpol to work another case in cooperation with them. However, the Codopian courts await.
Get him, girl.
Codopia's air is supposed to be very fresh, so my VIP should find a new vigor there.
You go, girl.
You'll come back soon. We miss you.
Oh god, Mike Meekins, no.
This little patrolman has been fired as of today, sir. I thought I was safe since we found the gun I had dropped. But I hadn't noticed that I dropped my police badge too. I guess what really broke the camel's back was that I couldn't find my badge. My little life has suddenly tripped into a dark, black hole, sir. I think I'll go to the courthouse and file a complaint with Ruffles Man.
Oh, shut up, you're a loser. Meekins, you really are a hot mess. You need to get your life together. And stop working in the line of policeman, detective, security guard.
Emma!
I was actually hoping to talk with Mr. Edgeworth a bit more than I did. But I've got to get going and return to Europe. I've still got a long way to go and a lot of stuff to study there. Next time I help Mr. Edgeworth on a case, I'm going to do it as a real forensic scientist. I'm sure he's going to need all the help I can give him, scientifically.
Oh, she's so adorable when she was young. It's sad because she's so grumpy in the future, but you understand. You know, she didn't achieve her goal, so... Oh no, it's you! This pervert!
Because the kidnapping was staged, I was let off easy. But I won't be going outside much anytime soon, but that's really okay. The only prison I'm forever trapped in is the cage of love. The guard down at the detention center. Well, when he's on guard duty, he has such a cold look in his eyes, just like that prosecutor. But stop it, Lauren. When will you ever learn to stop being a prisoner of love?
Lauren, please. She'll never stop practicing, though. Gumshoe! It was so cool to see you all young and fresh together. You were a new baby. Oh, the judge!
It appears there are all sorts of drama that take place outside the courtroom. Since we judges are here day in and day out, I've only heard a few rumors, but apparently Mr. Edgeworth teamed up with a thief and became a detective. Maybe I should team up with a bailiff and try to become a lawyer or something.
That'd be adorable.
Judgy Poo! We missed you, man. It was nice to see him briefly. Oh, Maggie, what's up, girl? Maggie, what are you doing?
Phew, I barely escaped death yet again.
Yeah, but boy, were we lucky to have Mr. Edgeworth help us out, huh?
Oh, you guys are so cute.
Yeah, but because I lost the key, I got fired from my security guard job.
Don't let it get you down, Maggie. You've still got me.
You're right, sir. I won't be sad. I'm going to pick myself up and get through this. I wonder what my next job should be. Ooh, this is actually kind of fun.
Bouncing from job to job is fun. They're adorable together. They should just be freaking married already. Come on. I really hope that happens. Hey, Paleno, what's up, bro?
Why not come to Canopia for your summer vacation? We have coupons aplenty. Right now, our embassy is proud to present our Let's Investigate a Murder show. Although recreating that particular case has created a few small fires of its own, and we had a few problems with the fire marshals, but the next event will be great. It will be an attraction entitled Capture the Yurigarasu. Of course, I hope to in this case help in creating our latest attraction.
He's an interesting one. I'm sure Kay would have fun with that, running around trying to get captured. Oh no, it's Larry. I can't believe that Mindy ditched me and went to Japan. Which we're in, but whatever. But it's okay, because that's how I met Miharu. We're planning to go to Paris soon and start a business. We're going to sell blue ocean dogs. They'll sell like hotcake hot dogs for sure. A blue hot dog and a blue bun. I guarantee it'll turn your tongue and your face blue. I know I'm not really the type to work a lot, or at all really, but... Oh, so I noticed that I really haven't seen the guy in the blue suit at all recently. I wonder what's up. Well, the next time we meet, I'm gonna make him meet one of my dogs. You could just call him or go check on him, but you don't care, do you? Actually, Larry, we don't see you for quite a while, do we? After this. At least I don't remember.
Today, I gave testimony in court today as a member of the Yurigarasu. Yo, Mr. Bad, you look well, all things considered. By the way, have you noticed that elements within the ring have begun moving? They're probably fighting over who should succeed, or who should be the next boss. Although, to be honest, I wish I could forget I'd ever heard of that smoking ring. Lang Z says, thoroughly bite the poisonous snake from head to tail. No one runs afoul of the law and escapes this wolf's fangs. I'll get you all yet. Ah, youth. When did I become so old, I wonder? I've begun noticing the gray hairs in my beard more. I'm thinking of retiring in Europe.
Well, you're not in jail. But I'm sure you'll be penalized somehow, though. Oh no, it's her.
I was the King Princess and the Pink Badger all in the span of 2 days. Talk about busy. But it's alright, because I got a letter from my beloved Edgy Poo. He was so grateful. Please take care of your hip, and when you wish to speak, first take off your headpiece. What does he mean by that last statement? It's not like I enjoy being under a headpiece every time I see him, like I'm some creepy fuzzy pink animal, and then it was the King Princess. Ever since I was a young maiden, style hat on my head, wear my own costume or something like that, but then that sounds like a terrible idea. Oh my god. Shut up, go back. Edgeworth was really grateful that she helped him solve the case, though. Alright, this is it. March 17, 4:33 p.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202.
Ooh, I feel so much better now that the trial's over. And as always, your legal prowess was top-notch, sir.
Yeah, and nothing beat the look on Mr. Alba's face when you revealed the ring's secrets. I was amazed. You're like a totally different person when you step into a courtroom.
Mr. Edgeworth is always 10 times fiercer in court.
Based on the information Mr. Alba offered up, they began large-scale operations to clean up the rest of the ring, which I'm happy to leave to Franziska and Agent Larry.
So, what are your plans now, Kay?
Oh, well, we've taken care of the creep who killed my father, so I'm not sure. Hey, I know. Maybe I'll just keep on being Mr. Edgeworth's assistant.
Are you still trying to steal my job, pal?
Just kidding, just kidding. I can't steal something so important to you, Gummy.
Phew, what a relief.
Kay,
Yes?
even after all that's happened, are you still planning to become a great thief?
Of course. But I don't want to tarnish the legend of the noble Yatagarasu. So I'm going to hold off on doing anything until I make a tight 3-person team of my own.
A 3-person team.
A 3-person team of young beauties the same age as me, if possible.
That would be adorable! With those criteria, I highly doubt you'll find the 2 other people you need.
No, it's possible. All you have to do is introduce her to Phoenix. He has a whole bunch of young, talented young ladies she could choose from. Number 1 in my mind is Emma, though. Emma and her. Oh my god, yes! Her and Emma. And then the 3rd one could be Pearl or Trucy. Like, oh, it would be so good. It would have been so cool. I still wish they would do that. Hell, maybe even Athena, she could join. She would do it. Spunky young ladies.
My father chose to fight for the truth. I think that's what was so noble about him. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, the only things I will ever steal are the truths that have been hidden away.
Oh.
I'm going to work extra hard to make a world where the Yatagarasu isn't needed.
Let's both strive for such a future.
Well, I guess it's time for me to get going.
I see.
Okay, keep your chin up and stay strong, okay? And don't be a stranger.
Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll be sure to break the lock on the window and sneak in.
If you could, I'd appreciate it if you came in through the building's front door.
It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. The lock on my window at home has been broken for forever.
I'm sure you poor thing.
Oh, one last thing before I go. Let's take a group picture, just the 3 of us.
Yeah, commemorative photo. Every big case has to end with one.
No.
Sure, come on.
Hey, why not?
Don't tell me you're camera shy, Mr. Edgeworth.
Of course not, detective.
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm taking the picture now. Hey, come back here.
Mr. Edgeworth, you can't run away from this, sir.
Hey, Detective Gumshoe! Stop that! I can't be seen doing that!
Okay, I'm totally taking it now. Say cheese!
See? It's gonna be super adorable.
And thus the long tale of the KG8 incident came to a close. I saw the demise of a smuggling ring and the birth of a little great thief. But there is little time to rest and relax, for I am eager to tackle the investigation into a new case. The reason for my eagerness is I want to pursue the truth, and I want to believe in the strength of those who use the power of the law for good. As someone who has chosen to live my life as a prosecutor, that is my new creed.
Hey! That's adorable. You guys are so cute. Aww. Yeah. I enjoyed this game. I did. The end was rough, but we got through it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you've enjoyed this series. I'm probably going to take a little bitty break before I jump into the next thing. But until then, hope you have a nice day. Bye-bye.